Hi everybody, I'm Stacy and today we are going to be making paper collage sculptures. So all you need for this project are some colorful pieces of paper, a glue stick, a pencil, scissors, and then a base paper to work on. So I'm using a piece of cardstock because it's a little thicker, but you can also use a regular piece of paper, or if you even don't have that or want something really sturdy, you can cut up a piece of cardboard from a box. So to start, I'm going to take my base piece of paper and I'm going to cut this in half because I don't need it to be this large. So I'll just fold it in half to give me that line and then cut along this line with my scissors. There we go. So now that I have my base piece, I'm going to take some of my colorful paper and just cut some strips. And I want these strips to be a little different, but maybe I can cut two pieces of paper at once. So I want them to be different lengths, different thickness. So I'm just going to cut these strips. And I'm not cutting along a line because I don't need these to be perfect strips of paper. But if you would like your lines to be a little more precise, you can take a ruler and trace and cut along the line that you drew, or you can fold your paper over just like I did with this base paper. So this one will be a little longer. I'll make one really thick. Then I'll make a nice skinny one. There we go. So now that I have all of my papers cut, I am going to make some different shapes with my papers and then attach it to my base. So to start, maybe I'll start with the simplest one. I'm going to take my long strip of paper and I'm just going to fold each end up. So I fold it about an inch. It doesn't need to be exact. And then I pinch. It kind of gives it these two little feet. And I'm taking my glue stick and putting some glue right at the bottom of these feet. Now I press both ends down on my paper, wherever you'd like. If I decide to move it later, I can, but I'll press and hold these little feet, and you can see I have a paper already sticking up. So that's my simple line, and maybe I can take this next paper and I'll wrap it around my pencil. To make a curly piece. And I can pull that apart almost so it looks like a strand of curly hair. And I can just decide where I want it to touch my paper. So let's say here and here. So I'll put glue on these two spots. I'll put a finger underneath to support the paper. And I just put some glue on those spots. And again, I'll just hold them down. Maybe I'll put this paper underneath my first one. It can be kind of fun to make your sculptures interact with each other and overlap. Hold that down, make sure it sticks. Here we go. And now I have my second piece of paper. Now maybe I will take my yellow and I will make a zigzag pattern. So to do this, I'm going to take my end and fold it up, just like that. And then I flip it on its back and fold the same amount up. And then I flip it back over, fold it up, flip it over, fold it up, and I just keep going. So if you've ever made a paper fan, this is the same process, just with a different goal. So now I have my zigzag. And for this one, I'm just going to put glue on one side. So this one is going to stick up a little more. I'll put this maybe in this corner. I'm not thinking too hard about where I'm putting these. There we go. So there is my zigzag added. I like this one, it's kind of bouncy. And now I'll take this paper, and for this one I'm going to use my scissors and I'm going to cut strips along just one side of my paper. So I'm not cutting all the way through. Just a little over halfway. So my paper, I have all these strips, and now what I'm going to do is I'm folding each strip in a different direction. So this one I fold up in front, this one I'll fold behind. And you can see here, this one goes in this direction, this one goes in this direction. And I'll keep doing that back and forth until my whole strip is folded. And you can see I have every other piece folded in a different direction. And I can use this to snake this paper and it will stand up. And I can even make it go off the edges. Maybe I'll have this one come underneath. I can kind of play around and see where I want it to go. I think I'm going to have it loop around like this. So now what I'll do is put some glue on the bottom of all of these feet. And again, I'm just putting my finger underneath the piece while I glue it. And these are really lightweight, so I don't need too much glue, just a dot. And put my paper where I want it, press down, and then I just have to make sure I go around and press every little paper down. And you can see I made that snaking noodle shape, and it's sticking up on my paper. So I have two more pieces to attach, and I think I'm going to make one of my papers, I'm going to make another curly paper, but this one is going to be a little looser. So I just curled it up with my fingers. And this one I'll have stick straight up. So I just put a little bit of glue right on the end. And I press that down. And you can see I have my paper that sticks up. And I have one more. And I really like these arches, so I actually think that I'm going to make another one. So again, I'm just folding the feet up and then adding some glue. And then I attach them where I want them to go. And now that I'm done, I'll make sure I put the cap back on my glue stick, tidy up, and here is my paper collage sculpture. So thank you for joining me today. If you made a paper collage sculpture and you would like to share it, you can tag us on Instagram at FrickPGH or use the hashtag FrickPGHKids if you would like to share your artwork with us. I would love to see it. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next time.